This is the Sports Hit List. By the fans, for the fans.
I'm a little surprised. So y'all still have night one being, like with recent events, night one being a success, even though Jay kind of shot the bed.
He didn't shoot the bed. They shot it for him. They shot it for him. If you want to have, listen. You know what? You know what? I'm out. You know what? This. You know what? You know what? Full EP mode, and I'm producing right now. We're wrapping this segment up to go into the next because I know that's what you just did.
They
did it for him, Jay.
Because I feel like I feel like he didn't even get a fair chance. They had him in like 3.
He did not.
Feuds, man.
They did it for him, Jay. They did it for him.
They did him wrong.
They did him dirty.
They
did him dirty, bro.
If you're doing your job, it wouldn't happen.
He was selling out, doing all that stuff.
Bro, it's not him. The booking isn't him. That's not him.
So you know more wrestling than Triple H?
We all think we do. Yeah. We all believe. We're all.
There's a reason why they took that strap off of that man.
Bro, we leave this and we're texting each other.
You want him to go
I get an idea.
No, I don't. I know that's where they're going, and I hate it. But don't get me started on that.
Yo, Jay, to your original question, we text each other at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Yo, I was thinking about this idea. I think they should do this. We're all bookers here. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. No, but honestly, I understand why they did it. Here's my only issue with it, right? And I get business is business, and Jay, you're right. As far as in the ring, his mic ability, I totally get it. But why even bother giving him 2 short title runs? That's my only thing. If we knew he wasn't going to be the guy, to your point, why even bother putting the strap on him? You see what I'm saying?
But it's like you were saying the other day, like, why don't we give such and such a chance? Sometimes they give such and such a chance, but if they don't run with it, then that's on them. I don't think Jay was running with it, even though the feuds and they weren't booking him right. They weren't writing the proper stories like Rikishi is out here crying for. Like, end of the day, like if you perform well, never mind the wrestling skills, that man is a horrible actor. And he cannot. His public speaking is disgusting. For him to go out into any major network and the ESPNs and the blah 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 and have a PR person that he's kind of looking off on the side and them feeding him his answers, that man can't represent your company. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I push back on that just slightly because we've had champions who either couldn't speak a lick on the mic and they were trash people to represent the company. Like that's the reason why. No, hold on. But that's the reason why I push back on it. Like I don't think the reason why Jey Uso lost the title was because he couldn't work or do the mic skills. Because if people was watching during his run as a champion, he did implement other stuff into his arsenal in terms of the ring stuff, which has surprised people. I do think it was more so in creative because they're doing the same thing to Io Sky right now as champion. Right. I don't think it's the fact that like she's not a bad champion. It's just the fact that you're not giving them anything substantial enough to showcase why their championship run is being fruitful.
Right.
Because everything's being force-fed into what's going on between Cody and Cena and everything else.
Right.
And you knew somehow, some way, Gunther and Goldberg was going to be, down the line, even though it doesn't need the title to tell that story.
Right. Fair. But you know what, Jay? Let me say this, though, right? We all remember Kofi's run. Kofi had a longer title run, and his title championship was terrible. It was pretty terrible. And the other thing I'll say, too, is that Rikishi is out here, I think, using the race card. He's going back to his old promo. He's still going about the Great White Hope.
And that's going to hurt Jay. That's going to do nothing but push Jay further down the ladder. So Rikishi needs to shut his mouth.
Yep.
Be back-to-back tag team for life. You don't want that.
But he was great as a tag team. Listen, I love Jay. I love the entire bloodline. I just felt I understood why they did it. But when it happened, I was like, damn, really? That was my reaction. It was like,
I ain't gonna lie,
really?
remember because Carl, when we first spoke about this, we was like, Jay probably gonna lose it at SummerSlam. He didn't even make it to SummerSlam.
He didn't even make it to Saudi. He didn't make it to SummerSlam. He didn't make it to Saudi.
So that's what I was going to ask y'all. That's what I was going to ask y'all. Do y'all think that this decision was from the Saudis themselves because they want to see the internationals Gunther? They love Goldberg for whatever reason. They always want to see Goldberg. Do you think it was them and the money that ultimately made this decision?
No, because I think the Saturday night. Because the Saturday night's main event is supposed to be Goldberg in Atlanta. That's what we're hearing is supposed to be the play, right? Because you want him to defend it against Goldberg at Saturday night's main event. No, because then I think Jay in Saudi was yeeting, and he had the whole crowd going with him at one point when they went over there. So Why would they not want him going to the crowd with the championship yeeting and having that whole mindset? I don't know, man. It's tough because again, there are a lot of decisions that we don't like, but I just felt for Jey. The fact that he just got his Mania moment and now he just had to give it up to is kind of like, could they have prolonged it just a little bit longer?
And the savage moment, he lost in front of his son.
But you know what? That I really don't care about because they lose and win in front of their kids all the time. I'm not.
I know, but still, it was kind of he was at ringside. It wasn't like he was like in the skybox. He was right next to him, right after the match. I was like, damn.
I felt for Jey because you know why? The minute he lost it, I'm like, you ain't getting it back, bro. That's it. That was it. You not definitely nowhere near that title again.
They put him in the King of the Ring tournament.
He's not gonna win
there's
that.
no way. There's no way they're gonna give him a rematch after that. And again, the rumor is he's going back to teaming with Jimmy. Jimmy not doing anything. Get them back together, which I like, but I'm also bothered by because again, now we're running New Day versus Usos again. And how many times have we seen that playbook over and over and over again? It's like 10 years later, we're doing the same match again, bro. Like, come on, what are we doing?
And this what I've been saying about the tag team division. SmackDown's top tier. Raw is shit.
But I've also always said that each division, whether it be mid card, whether it be tag, those should all have their own writers. There should be a writing team exclusive for the tag team division, one for the mid card titles, and one for the then you could like build actual stories with these people and give them like segments that that are planned out and scheduled each week. Like because I'm with y'all, the tag division. Oof.
Yeah, it's all over the place. So I mean, listen, I feel for Jey, but I guess Hollywood, your article came to be true. My man got 51 days, bro. He didn't. When you look at it, you're like, by the time before we enter SummerSlam, that transition period of all those PLEs, he made it through one PLE, and he didn't even defend his title at the PLE. He lost it on a Raw. Like he didn't even defend it on the PLE at all, bro. Like what kind of title is that?
But I told y'all when they ran that promo video the week before, I already knew what time it was. You had to know they're getting a pay-per-view video package for a Raw match. Oh, it's over.
Yeah, it's like damn, like that's the part that hurts. Is the matter of if he had it till SummerSlam, you would have been like, okay, like Damian Priest had it for a while, right? Priest had his from WrestleMania to SummerSlam, which was a decent run, right? So I think the fact that the matter is like he defended the championship on a Raw and lost it on a Raw. That's where you're kind of like, bro. And the second time it happened to him, that's where you're like, really, couldn't you have booked him a different way for him to go out? Like he had to go out like that again, especially the Gunther again. Now, like 5-1, like
wait. He lost to the better man. We know,
but it's like he beat Gunther on the fluke the time he beat him.
It was a good. Okay, I'm not gonna say like, all right, it sucks how he lost, but I don't think in terms of the manner that he lost is like the way Kofi lost. Like Kofi got completely buried. Like Jey actually put up a good fight the entire match, and it was almost on par, if not close to their WrestleMania match. And
they're both were disgusting. They both Kofi and Jey. They both were disgusting. Like regardless of what, they both were terrible.
One
like,
lasted like
there's no other way to say it.
The other one, you had a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes
on the Monday Night Raw, and the other one was on the SmackDown. They both were disgusting.
On a streaming service where millions get the chance to watch.
Carl get mad.
No, you know what it is? Like again, my wife says the best. Don't pee on me and tell me it's rain. Listen, they both lost on flagship shows and not a pay on a pay-per-view. If you're gonna lose on a pay-per-view, lose on a match that actually matters. On a Monday Night Raw when everyone's flipping through channels, it's like, what are we saying here? Like again, what are you telling the people about your champion about the champion? Basically, it meant nothing. And what happened to Kofi? He went right back to the mid card. Same for Jey. He's gonna go right back to the mid card until he becomes part-time. That's all I'm saying is that like I understand the move. Could it have been done better? There are better ways to lose than the way they did it.
Thanks for watching the Sports Hit List. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. In fact, do it now.